Hello, my name is Allie Simpson. I'm a sophomore at NKU and I am in the College of Business studying accounting. For my Proyecto Cultural Video 1, I decided to research about political issues in the country of Guatemala. I chose political issues because it is something that interests me greatly, especially right now in the United States, because it is a presidential voting year and meaning that I get to vote for our president for the first time on November 5th, which I am excited about. Likewise, I narrowed in on Guatemala for numerous reasons. Although many Central American countries piqued my interest, Guatemala is what I chose because I'm actually traveling there in the summer of 2025 for a missions trip with my church. My church went on a former missions trip this year, which was the summer of 2024, and the testimonies of the country and the children that they helped were very, very moving to me. On our trip, we will be working with an organization called Manna Worldwide and a missionary to the country as well. We will be working with and helping both children and adults in Manna's orphanage, and we will be working in feeding centers and also going into the community to help provide for citizens' immediate needs. Even though political issues in Guatemala doesn't have much to do with my career in accounting, it is a huge thing in my personal interests because of these reasons. I would define political issues are issues that are managed and influenced by a country's role in government, or in Guatemala's case, and in numerous Central American countries in their cases, it's more of a mismanagement of societal and public issues due to government negligence. Examples of political issues may include violence, poverty, corruption, and even income inequality. Guatemala's political issues stem from their beginning as a country when they declared independence from Spain in the early 1800s. It was about 1820. And then they are deeply rooted in their societal unrest with the Civil War that started in 1960 and spanned in decades, which ended in 1996. There are other major topics that I delved into during my research on Guatemala's political unrest. Even though Guatemala is in a system of a presidential representative democratic republic, there is a mass of corruption in those government systems. For example, in 2013, former Guatemalan President Alfonso Portillo was sentenced to 6 years in jail for money laundering, according to a report by Carrie Young about the turmoil in Central America. Another big political issue is gang violence. In the Northern Triangle of Central America, which includes the countries of Guatemala, Honduras, and El Salvador, there is a huge gang presence in these countries, and that is a big reason that drives immigration from citizens of these countries to the United States. A research report from Peter Cattell, which was released in 2015 about Central American gangs, showed that his focus area was in the LA region and looking at the immigrants there. And it showed, his report really brought this gang violence into the light during my research. And it shows that the problem is that so many of the immigrants are children, and then they wind up in these American cities like LA, where populated areas of other immigrants from these countries in the Northern Triangle are gang members, and they pull these young people into the same crimes and the same mindsets from the gangs in their original country. This visual greatly demonstrates that, which is also from the report about gang violence written by Peter Cattell. One thing that was interesting and surprised me is a statistic in the report from Cattell about Central American gangs as well. The article states, Guatemala's income inequality is among the world's worst, with the richest 10% of the population, accounting for 47% of the national income in Guatemala. Half of Guatemalan children are chronically malnourished, the highest rate in Latin America, and about 30% of the population was hungry in 2012, up 80% in the last 20 years. This is insane to me, that under the name of a republic that is mirrored to the United States government, there is so much income inequality and most of their everyday citizens are living in grandly impoverished conditions. This is why I am very excited about my upcoming mission trip to help an orphanage that give out food in these communities to children and adults alike. This is a huge problem and I'm excited to be researching about it, and I'm excited that my final project is about political issues in Guatemala. Thank you for watching my video and catching a small glimpse of what my research for my final project has entailed this far and will look like. Adios!